Welcome back to Pit Stop Ranch. This is our second video in this series. Looks a little more and more like we're going to end up making a three-parter out of this. In this video, we want to go ahead and confirm these generators are what I think they are. 12-volt generators. We've picked up a brand new voltage regulator. And we got an old battery that we can put on as a load. And I have this old GE electric AC electric motor that we can go ahead and turn our generator with and wire it all up according to our handy dandy diagram. Ooh. There you go. Ooh. As you know, this is the these are generators with this leg on it for Ford Flathead V8s. Because of the location of these posts, I'm pretty sure this is a 12-volt generator from a Y block. Because all of the generators for the Flatheads were 6-volt, and I believe all of them were also positive ground. It is my understanding, 100% purely from watching Iron Trap Garage, that the easiest and cheapest way to convert a Flathead generator to 12-volt negative ground is to get a Y block 12-volt negative ground generator and swap out the bracket, because basically they're very similar enough design that they're interchangeable. The parts are interchangeable, and we'll be able to go ahead and test to see if these generators work, or the one generator that we think is currently functional, and confirm that these are 12 volts and we don't let any smoke out. Okay, I got good conductivity for the armature to ground as well as field to ground. So I think this is all working properly again. We're using this wiring diagram that I picked up, and got A to A, F to F, battery, ground to ground to ground. I'm going to turn it on and check it to make sure it's not generating any power. Then we're going to go ahead and turn it on by grounding it, and then check to see if it's generating power. If that makes sense. And check how much voltage it's doing. no more further. Okay, something's not working right, because this was generating power, 13 volts, and this is getting hot. Well, I got the answer I was looking for. It is charging. It is doing a good job of charging. I just don't understand why. Well, this is the power out. So this is the power in, so this is going in. This got hot, started to smoke a little bit. I don't understand why. I'm assuming these are resistors of some sort. Okay, so the voltage regulator to work properly, it has to be hooked up to a battery. So there needs to be some switchology on this if it's going to work properly. You don't want to let this sit here and cook with the hooked up to the battery, because then this gets super hot. Conversely, if you don't have the battery if you don't have a way to use the voltage, it's going to get this one here hot. But if this is hooked up, if this is turning and all this is hooked up, it works just fine. So, okay. So we've gone through and we got these old school type resistors up here, and they smoked a little bit. But once we had everything wired up so that we had the battery, and then we had the regulator, and then we had the generator, everything appeared to work exactly the way it's supposed to. It didn't seem to get too... This didn't start heating up until we shut this down and it was still attached to the battery. So, making sure wire everything up correctly in the future on the vehicle. We're without a doubt we have to make sure that obviously there's a isolator between the battery hot on here and the actual battery. So it's very instructive. I learned a lot. Came in with a very firm understanding. Without opening this up and diagramming it out, I just sort of assumed we needed hot on the battery in order to get the field to work. But it seems as though if this is hooked up and this is turning, the field is self-actuating. So it doesn't actually require a battery to at least start the generating process, as long as this is turning. Well, and there you go. We know that this is a good functioning 12-volt generator. So my eyeballing it and saying, you know, it looks more like the Y-block generator with the flathead mount than the other way around. And I was correct. Well, that's probably going to be kind of a short video, but kind of see how I was able to kludge this stuff together, get it working, and learn something along the way. Full disclosure, I don't mess around with a lot of this analog stuff. I'm used to, or let me rephrase that. I'm not used to working with this mechanical regulators or anything else like that. Pretty much historically, every single vehicle I've ever run, one of the first things I do is retrofit a modern, or at this point here it's no longer modern, but a your general purpose GM 78 amp alternator, internally regulated alternator. It super simple, you know, it's the type that people convert to one wire. So having an external voltage regulator like this one, it's a new experience for me. I'm not going up the learning curve on. One of the things that everyone who gets into this hobby needs to get over pretty quick is fear. Generators are extremely simple. I mean, alternators are as well. So don't be afraid to get in and play with them. They're not hard. A lot of the parts are available. Even the modern alternators are super simple to work on. It's not rocket surgery. Now, unfortunately, this couldn't be a how to convert your 6-volt generator into a 12-volt, because this one was already converted. And the next step on this journey is to go ahead and mill this out and make it into, mount it to the flathead. Anyways, I hope you got something out of this. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. And as always, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe.